everyone and welcome back to the channel. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dan and today we're going to be working on my Focus RS MK1. Now on the channel we normally work on my Fiesta ST150, but I've got completely bored of doing that at the minute and I really want to get this thing back on the road. So what I'm going to be doing today, weirdly, is a few years ago I actually stripped the car out of the interior and I put 2 bucket seats in, and we basically stripped out all of the rear of the car. And what's happened is I've got all of the bits out, as you can probably see just down here. I'll show you that in a minute anyway. And somewhere behind you on the camera over there somewhere are all the bolts to put all of the seats and interior back in. So years ago I thought obviously it'd be a great idea, strip out the interior, make the car lighter, make it easy for track days, make it faster for track days, more storage, etc. However, these days with a baby boy, he's 2.5 years old now and he's really into his car. So what we want to do is get the interior put back into this, and then we can put his baby seat in and hopefully take him to shows and car events. So just a quick one, if you are new to the channel, if you can do me a favour and hit the subscribe button down below and also hit the bell notification, that way you can see all future videos on the Focus. Hopefully there'll be quite a few more than this, and obviously if you like the Fiesta content, obviously you can subscribe and you can watch that also. Right, so I know I've banged on about it enough, but basically the garage here is starting to get a bit clearer. Got some bits we need to get rid of, which is like this Moses basket, and there's some arch liners for the car as well there. So there's all bits and pieces that I've just kind of dumped in here whilst we was getting the loft done. Little helper for today. So what have we got? So just quickly, those of you that have not seen the car, these are the bucket seats and harnesses that I had. So Sparco Evo seats, more junk, and we had the Rico harnesses. Now these are good, but they're just not practical for me anymore. They were a few years ago, but now obviously I want to get the interior back in and get this car sorted. So things I've got to do, all the trims down the side here I took out for weight saving. Don't ask me why, I just did. But obviously that ruins all the carpet because that sort of comes away from here. And obviously all of the rear seats need to go in. It shouldn't be too hard of a job. I've got all the bits that are needed to put the car back together. However, I just need to work out where all of the bolts go. So obviously I'm missing a seat belt on that side, but I've got the seat belt on this side. So all of that's going to have to go into the car. Just work out basically where nuts and bolts go and where I put them in the garage. Now hopefully I can find it all. Got my little fly amp there which just powers the rear speakers and the front speakers, no sub or nothing like that. But yeah, I'm going to crack on and hopefully film as much of this as I can. Right, so I thought I'd show you some progress of where we're at. I think it's going to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, annoyingly. I've taken out the first seat. The 4 bolts are easy enough to remove. So the main problem I had was fitting the rear seat belts, because down there, as you can see, there's a bolt and I could not find that bolt because I've basically been screwing away, as you can see, all these type of bolts everywhere. And I just didn't know what went where, but I've managed to get the rear seat belts in now, so I think that's the main thing. And then obviously the seats are starting to go back in as well, so I've got all little bits of like clips here and all sorts, so it's really hard for me to film. I'm not going to do time lapses and stuff like that because I think that's pretty boring to watch, in all fairness, sometimes. So I'm going to give all the seats a clean up, give all the carpet a good clean up as well, get this rear seat fitted, and then I sort of come back once I fix the ISOFIX down here. It should be good, but I'll come back to you with a bit more progress. So it's actually for a Mark II Focus, and that's the unit that I bought. So it says anchor, child restrain, but obviously it's for the seat. So yeah, I think it literally just goes here. So I just need to work out the best way of fitting it. I think it's going to go like this somehow. You can fit it on the other side as well, over here. But I just need to make sure that the clips, obviously for the ISOFIX, run well. I'll let you know in a bit once I've got it done. We're getting there. The ISOFIX is now in, which is good. Also got all my parts here. I've put in the seat belts here, the seat supports here, so the seats bolt into here. However, I have noticed that down here you should be able to see a nice bit of rust forming in there, so that's going to need urgent attention. Now I have mentioned that in previous videos that it's going to need some attention, but obviously, yeah, let's start out some of the seals. So I need to get that looked into really ASAP, but I'm going to put it back together for now. It's not terrible, but that is going to need some work, and that probably runs all the way that way underneath, which will run, oh, you're right there mate, that'll run all the way along there. So these, where's that? That's probably round about there on the car. So yeah, that's going to need some attention, but that is one thing that I have got planned. The rest of it is just really boring, to be honest, putting all this back in, but I'll keep you posted. Just trying to work out how to do the seat belts. Right, so a few hours later, and finally we have the rear bench in. So we've got the side rear quarter panel bit just down there. Seats in, I've got to put that bit in. I've sorted out all the seat belt, got all the bolts in that needed to go in. I'm not going to film most of it really because it's pointless. I'm just going to sort of show you the progress as it goes. Nice little seat covers that you get for the bolts as well on these. The car is looking a bit filthy, but I've hoovered all the floor in and that's looking a lot better. Obviously I haven't really done over there too well. A lots more to do in this car, so I don't think I'm going to get this all done in a day, but I am going to get the seats back in at least, and the ISOFIX are in. You can't see them, but they're just down here, like the catches for them. You can just see there, and should see just there as well, so that's pretty good for the car. So at least I can get a car seat in here, and it's nice and safe. In the boot, still got to put the side carpets on, main carpet here, sort out a few more bits here. I'm having trouble with these clips because the seat's not clipping into there, it's not clipping into there, so I've got to work that bit out, but that's just going to be a little bit of movement. But I mean, the car is starting to look a lot better. I will miss the bucket seats, I won't lie. However, I won't miss the harnesses that sort of crush you, and if you drop something on the floor you basically can't ever get to them. So the weather's not looking too promising, so I thought what I would do is start cleaning out the seat. So what I've done is cleaned up the passenger seat with some Dr. Leather wipes, and that has come up pretty good. And then obviously this side not as good. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's obviously quite dirty where it's sat in the loft for so many years. So looking much better. So I would whack this one into the car and show the difference. Right, so this weather's been a bit hit and miss today, but it absolutely peed down on me. And now we have the boot all back in. So I've put the cargo net back in and there, and then I'll put this one up here. I need to sort of get them properly fitted, but also as well, look, you can see some of the trim, there's nice gaps here. You can't, back there there's a gap there, the gap here I need to sort out. So I've roughly put it all back in. There's a lot of screws under here that I need to find, and under here I need to find. But that is the boot now all done. And also down here, so I put all of this door stripping in, which keeps the carpet in place, put the side trims in because these were missing, done that over there and down around there, and some of these, so like this door pillar here and here, basically it's all come away still, so I need to find a way that I've secured that in there because I took this out quite a long time ago. But this seat's back in now, so all that's left is the driver's seat. I haven't really sort of shown you too much in terms of me fitting it all because that's really boring in all fairness, and I needed time and energy to do it, so filming's not the best, and that's what I was dealing with, all of the bolts that I found there and there. So I eventually found them all, which is good. So I just need to sort of get this driver's seat in, and it's looking a lot different, I'll tell you that, but looking a lot nicer, I think. Right, so that's it, the car's now completed, all of the interior has been put in, I've done all of the boot, I've done all of the front of the car, it's all looking pretty decent. Obviously the car needs a bit of a wash, but I'll do that at some point in the future. I've got loads of rubbish in there that I need to clear up, which I'll show you in a sec. So what we'll do now is I'll just take you for a little tour around the car and I'll show you what the car looks like now. Right, so there is the Focus in all of its glory. So not much is changing on the outside. Obviously I need to do a bit of a wash, clean it up. I'm probably going to get these wheels done a different colour because red is no longer the in thing to do, I don't think. Well, maybe if you're 18. So yeah, this is now what the car looks like inside, and I think, to be honest, I think it looks so much better. I know it's nice to have bucket seats, I know it's nice to have the car stripped out and save, you know, 1 kilogram or whatever it is, but now this car is looking at its best. So these are the forward sun blinds that I've got, and they basically go on this window here and this window here, and I have lost the clips, so I need to find the clips of those. But basically I've got one on the rear of the car that you can kind of see, and if I show you from here, it kind of gives you that tinted look. But as you can see, again, forward sun blind, if it focuses. These are proper rare now as well, so I'm glad that I've got these. Yeah, car definitely needs a clean. There's the boot though, looking pretty fresh. I have cleaned up the seats, but they need to be sort of cleaned up a bit more, but definitely so much better than the bucket seats, I think. Just gives it a nice clean look. Obviously I've got the Momo steering wheel there, that's fine, I'll keep that, not bothered about that. And I've got my mini one as well, which I think you've seen on the channel before. Obviously the inside of the car is like your office, isn't it, so it's like the place to be. But yeah, all the trims now, all the trims were missing, so they're all been done. I did these black a while ago, so I did that black and that's grey, but this is that sort of weird, that colour, whatever it is, creamy crust colour. And yeah, that's the state of the garage now. So obviously I've got the old bucket seats in here, which I'm probably going to look to sell, and I'll have to clear up all this mess as well, but I'm not sort of too bothered about that. Right, so if you made it this far, thanks again for watching. There will be more content coming up on the Focus. Today was just getting the interior back in the car. I showed you the video as well at the beginning of the rust, so that's something we're going to have to look at, because I think there's a load of rust down this side, load of rust down this side, and it all needs sort of professional work, something that I'm not going to attempt myself just because it's just going to look rubbish. I know there's plenty of videos out there on how to do it, but that's not something that I want to do myself. Anyway, if you have made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. There will be more on the Focus. There'll be something on the ST coming up soon as well. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favour, because I'm almost at 1,000 subs now. Please hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll cue the montage for the interior shots.